This episode of MMA Nuts is brought to you by Rev Gear. Use code MMA Nuts to get 20% off retail prices. Normal exclusions apply. DraftKings. Get a 100% deposit bonus with code MMA Nuts. Save 7% off $150 with code MMA7TL at ticketliquidator.com. HostGator. Save up to 50% off VPS and dedicated hosting with code MMA45. DefenseSoap.com. Serious soap for serious athletes. Save 15% off with code MMA Nuts. Hey fans, it's MMA Nuts, episode 274.
274!
My name is Ingo Weigel.
Matt Groth, MMA show by my fans, for my fans, we walk the line between serious and ridiculous. What's going on?
I don't know, it's a new year.
Damn right!
Coming off of a very tame Chicago New Year's Eve celebration.
Yeah, I think you said it. Right?
It's the worst,
How
ever.
is the Chicago coverage of New Year's
Terrible.
Eve? Fucking worst ever.
People sitting around. And we tried all 3 channels or 4 channels, and there was nothing going on. It's
It
weird.
was a lot of blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. Just put some fucking bands on.
Some music going. Let's show people having fun.
Right.
But they mostly show like people in their like early 40s, like bopping around doing the white man shuffle. You know, I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, this looks like a party right here. And it's a big like contrast from what you see in New York.
New York,
you know, with the
yeah.
ball
Well,
drop
that's what I
and-
always say. Like, we should record New York and then play that.
Okay.
Time it was.
But we've
Our
always
time,
watched the East Coast one, and
Yeah.
11 o'clock is always like our New Year kind of, and then we'll just kind of wind down with the. It's like a wind down. The Chicago
Yeah.
it's that hour.
It's so sleepy. I ended. You know what? I ended
Mm.
up turning it, and I ended up on some animal fights or something. And we had these 2, and this is like my brother-in-law's kids. So I don't know their ages, 14, 9, and the youngest one went to bed, and then my daughter is 13 and 10, and a couple of their friends over, and put these animal fights in. So we have 2 elephant seals going at it. Just fucking blood spurting
the
everywhere. Yeah,
Awesome.
or something.
Okay.
Everyone's getting grossed out. I'm like, should I turn it? And they're like, no, there's some fucking action. Leave this
That's
on.
it.
I'm like, okay, cool.
Everyone's awake.
Then my nephew's like, when I go home, I'm gonna fucking start recording that. That was awesome.
That looks cool. What channel was this on?
I don't know. It was just something on
PBS?
animal fights.
Okay.
Like, cool.
I like it. I like it a
It's
lot.
good for New
Those
Year's Eve.
documentaries type nature show type things are sometimes pretty brutal.
Oh yeah, this is no holds barred when they're fucking slamming against each
Oh, yeah.
other. Blood is shooting out of their
Oh.
throat holes and
Oh my
like
God.
out of the mouth, out of the throat. They're
crazy.
just going for jugular all the time.
Okay.
Good
You
time.
have to find out what that's called. I might have to record that myself. Sounds like
I'm
fun.
such the great uncle and or
Yeah.
role model
It's like,
here.
here, watch this movie. It's like Pulp Fiction. Don't worry.
It'll all work
It's
out.
all good. It's a holiday movie.
Well, I at least had enough sense to know that like the youngest niece should probably not be down here if I'm playing Fallout 4.
Yeah.
I was like, the
is it that
10-year-old, I
bad?
don't care.
It's not
Yeah,
that
because if you shoot someone in the head, their fucking head explodes.
Oh, yeah.
And you can, when they're dead, you can chop limbs off. And
Oh, yeah.
chop their heads
I
off.
forgot about that.
I like doing that, Ingo.
Do you?
I like chopping people's
You're
heads
worrying
off.
me. This guy.
I'm just saying, I may be a head collector.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you can collect heads? I did not know that.
Well, I just chop them off. I don't collect
Okay.
them. But
Got a little collection of heads. You're like, well,
that
you-
would make the game more
You haven't
fun.
seen The Walking Dead, but like there's the one guy, and then they like end up in his special room, and you open the closet, and
Uh-huh.
there's fucking heads in water, and you just kind
Cool.
of zombies like,
Because I would do that around my settlement, like heads on the post.
oh yeah, let people know.
Goddamn right.
Hmm.
Kings and queens
Don't
type
fuck with
shit.
you. Okay,
Right.
all right. Speaking of people on posts,
Yes.
let's talk a little about little post UFC
Yeah.
195.
Let's go buy rate.
Okay,
What do you think? UFC
I would say
195.
extremely low.
What's your number?
450.
I have a number written down. Whoa.
Yeah, I think we're in that territory. Especially given that it's bowl season, right? And there was that crazy game, by the way. I forgot to even mention that. Did you see that TCU versus whoever?
I don't watch anything.
They were down 31-0 in halftime. I didn't really watch the game, but I saw the highlights, and they ended up winning like 41-39 or something. Triple overtime. The biggest comeback
Jesus.
ever.
Tell me that thing wasn't fixed.
I don't know.
Fix is in.
31-0
You can't come
or
back
something
from
at
that.
halftime.
Someone got paid off
Crazy.
at halftime. Okay, now we're gonna take the bets, place the bets. We're gonna take one for the fucking team.
Red. Yeah. So I think
buy
it's
it.
that. It's the new year. It's bowl season. It's like everyone's kind of like holiday,
Mhm.
partied out. You know, I'm thinking of like yesterday. You know, we had my younger daughter's birthday party, and Matt and his family came over and a few other people. She's 3, just turned 3, and I'm like, dude, you said it. You're like, I don't know. I just don't kind of feel like watching fights. I'm like, I kind of feel the same. Like fucking holidays, like it's too much. Like I'm done. I don't want to go out. I don't. I just want to sit here and stare at the wall. So I'm feeling like most people probably did that. Don't you think?
Yeah, I'm going 350. I'm going lower
Even
than
high-
yours.
Oh wow. Okay. Ouch.
It may even be.
It's
Well,
like
it's-
Mighty Mouse territory.
No, it's better than Mighty Mouse because
Okay.
when you think of Lawler and Condit, you're guaranteed a great fight. Pretty much anybody with Lawler, you're gonna have a good fight.
Yeah. Well, you got Arlovsky on the card too, who's a big draw, I think, in
Yeah,
general.
and he's hit or miss with what's gonna happen.
Sure.
And so the first thing I wanted to start off with was Mike Goldberg.
Okay.
Might have a problem.
Uh-oh.
So Dana White's or Ariel Helwani's interviewing Dana White, and in the background you hear Mike Goldberg yell, "I'm naked!"
Yes.
and then Dana goes, "What the hell was that?" Mike Goldberg just ran through here with no shirt on.
Nice.
That was weird. I don't ever want to see that again. Like,
Awesome.
this is the interview. So,
Is this like backstage? Or what?
yes,
Okay.
yeah. So that guy might be back on something. I don't know if I think there were stories that he had an alleged drug problem or something. Remember, didn't he take some time off
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and had like personal issues and then came back? But
Okay.
god damn, it was funny shit. I don't
When you're
care.
part of the circus, right? You might as
Yeah,
well
of a
just
freak show,
crazy.
man.
Oh, wow. Is that interview out there to be seen?
Yeah, I think it was on Reddit. If you check the MMA section,
Nice.
send it over.
Okay.
So
To check it out.
you have that going on.
Mhm.
And then let's talk about Arlovsky Miocic.
You mean all like 38 seconds?
Yeah,
of
what
it? How long was
happened?
it?
Oh no.
Shoot, I don't know. I mean, people on the webs are like, oh, Arlovsky's chin's done. But I mean, the first thing I noticed, I mean, it looked like, he just fucking ate like an entire body, hip, leg, like fucking right hand of Stipe's just right on the button. Just bam.
Well, it looks like the left ear is a new button because he kept hitting him in the goddamn
Yeah.
ear, like bunk, bunk.
He got
bunk,
all of that.
bunk.
The only thing that would have made it worse, I think, if there was another 6 inches to a foot where he was fully extended, then he
Yeah.
probably would have just killed. His head would have flew right off. But I mean, he took that first one like a man, and then he had a couple more, and it's definitely not an early stoppage. Would you say?
No, I'm okay with that stoppage.
Okay.
It seems like this is almost the Arlovsky that isn't successful when he's pressured. Like it seems like he does well if he's the leader,
Yeah.
not when he's being pushed back.
Yeah. Well, Stipe's no joke. I think he's maybe some people were not. He was not on some people's radar. That guy's tough as shit, and he's strong, and he's got his friction on. He's long.
He's long, strong.
No,
gotta
I
get
mean,
the friction
I think
on.
I think the matchup
Yeah,
is like, oh, you're
ladies.
thinking, oh, Arlovsky for sure, but Stipe's
Well,
no joke.
Coin flipper, I thought.
Yeah. So
And it looks like Miocic muscled his way into a title shot,
Oh, yeah.
saying like basically, I don't know what he just said. I just heard that interview, but he did a title shot. Dana
Scared
White
Dana.
seemed a little threatened.
oh yeah,
Yeah, we're
fucking
we're
kill
all
you.
on the same page.
Title
You're getting
shot.
the title shot. Let's go.
I'm sending the mafias after you.
Yeah,
The
good for him.
Eastern Bloc guys.
That's the right call, right? The winner of that fight should have got the title shot.
Yeah, why not? I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I like his chances too against either guy. So that should be a good one. But that probably won't happen. What, for 6 months maybe? When is the heavyweight title fight? I
That was
forgot.
like February or March,
Yeah.
something like that.
So then you need 2-3 months at least, maybe 4. So he's gonna be on the shelf a little while.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think next for Arlovsky, Junior Dos Santos.
Oh, geez. Okay. You want to do that, do you?
I don't know what else to do with the guy.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a bummer. He had such a little kind of moment with
Unfortunate.
Todd Duffy, the KO, the whole thing, and you're thinking, oh, resurgence, and something happened. I felt like he looked a little more
I don't remember. Did
flabby-ish.
he knock out Duffy? I don't remember that.
Was it Duffy? Am I thinking of Duffy? No, I'm thinking Frank Mir.
Yeah, Mir
bad. Who
murdered
did Arlovsky
Duffy.
fight last? My memory's fucked up. See? It's all that food. Arlovsky versus, I don't remember who the fuck. But anyways, good for him.
Well, he fought Mir, but it was that weird like cautious
Travis
fight.
Brown. He had that's what I'm
Travis
thinking.
Brown
Yes,
was that
yes,
barn
yes.
burner.
That was that
yes.
barn. Yes, that's the one. Okay, so sorry.
We're a little slow.
Yeah, well,
Okay, age is catching up with
it is. And the booze
that too.
and the food.
The boobs
yes.
to catch up with us.
I'd like the boobs to catch up with
All
us.
right, sweet.
Boobs.
Get right into the main event then.
Please. Speaking of boobs,
Lawler Condit. Should I give you my impression?
please.
I'll just say Robbie Lawler won that fight in my book.
Mhm.
I have him. Well, I have Condit 1-4, Lawler 2-5, and the 5th round was fucking awesome.
It's crazy.
Because this is a time where both guys know they need to do something. But I think more so Lawler, because I think
Yeah.
they were telling him, man, you really got to win the 4th and 5th round. But both guys just pedal to the metal, just.
It's like zombie mode the last minute. Whatever.
We're dumping everything and anything we have left, and then they finish, and you have that epic shot of both of them go right over to the cage, arms up, just trying to catch some wind from just dumping everything. Like, fucking
Yeah.
A. That's what a title shot or a title fight is all about right there. And the question mark in the fight is really round 3. And when you look at it from a statistical...
Is that where the knockdown happened, or was it 2?
No, I think that might have been 2.
2, okay.
But round 3 was the one where you couldn't clearly see, because Condit's 1-4, Lawler's 2-5, and then it's really what happened in round 3 and how do you score it? Because if you look at it statistically, Fight Metric had it so crazy. They had Lawler landed 93 of 178 total strikes. This is the total fight. And Condit landed 177 of 497.
Dude, the guy was like Nick Diaz active.
Oh, it was crazy. But there's a difference. There's a difference.
The pitter-patter.
Power.
Yeah.
You have to take into account for power. And Fight Metric stats are jacked up because they were trying to say that the significant strikes were only one less. So for Lawler, 92 of 177 were significant, and Condit, 176 of 495 were significant. So that doesn't make any fucking sense.
No.
But I'm saying that in that 3rd round, yes, Lawler landed maybe half as many strikes as Condit, but they were much more powerful.
Okay.
So I'm going with Lawler.
Well, I mean, I think the tail of the tape really was the shot of both faces, right, as they were announcing the winner and loser. You could see that Condit definitely got the worst of it. You know, he's all cut up and fucked up, and maybe because of his complexion's, more fair, but I don't know. But it was weird because it seemed like Condit came in to run a marathon. It's strange because I remember him for some reason being a lot different like 3-4 years ago. I mean, he was trying, the natural born killer, right? He was trying to finish guys, and now he's like, it's that GSP thing. It's like
no, don't put that on him, man. Don't you do that?
They run into GSP, and that's what happens, right? It's like
Johnny Hendricks.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He fucks people up, right? It's like once you go GSP, you never go back, right?
It's true.
Something like that. It just seems strange. He was extremely active. He wasn't. I don't know. It was like it was straight.
We fought a weird fight because he said the strategy was supposed to stay in kicking range or be like right up on him, like
he was doing the
tight
elbows.
punches. Yeah,
he almost landed a few of them too. Like it was like, ooh, nice.
But he just seemed it wasn't quite there for him at that time.
And props, dude. That guy's got a monster chin. Robbie almost KO'd him like twice.
Yeah,
and he's just like, I'm good. Everything's fine. Not to worry. Pull guard here.
Yeah. And then I want to give Lawler a lot of credit because if you're fighting Carlos Condit, you know damn well you could take him down whenever the fuck you want. He didn't.
Nope.
He chose to stand and bang it out. Like, good for him, man. He could have easily just took him down a few times, but refuses. Fights his fight, and I appreciate that. So,
what'd you think about his physique, by the way? I thought he looked different.
Both people look smaller.
Yeah. Definitely, I mean...
Lawler more so.
I was like, wow, like he looks real different. And Condit was more skinny-ish, but he was never really bulky, but he was kind of more ripped, and it definitely was less ripped.
But the thing that was interesting is that Lawler's cardio did not fade.
No.
Like both those guys put on fucking pace. I mean, Condit a little more, and I think Lawler just took the fucking 4th round off to recoup. And you notice Lawler, if he starts like holding his hands together, that's when you should attack. He's tired as shit at that point.
Oh yeah.
I noticed that a couple
Both guys
fights.
not breathing that heavy at the end of the fight. I mean, they were sucking some wind, but I'm like impressed as they're standing there. I'm like, God damn, man! Like 25 minutes of this, and you guys look like you could go more.
Yeah, I think welterweight may be the perfect size for fighters as far as like having power and cardio.
Okay.
It seems like once you start going up or down, you're losing that to some extent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good middle ground. That makes sense. Makes sense. What did they announce what's next for either guy? Anything?
No, I mean for Lawler,
who are you gonna give him?
Probably in the Tyrone Woodley, Damian Maya kind of range.
I like Damian's chances against Lawler. I really do.
That'd be
do.
fun. I
Yeah.
mean, that's what's interesting with GSP out. There's so many good matchups that can happen now.
Yeah.
And like all these dominant champions, any guy can beat anyone on any given night. And here's another case, another like split decision, could go one way or the other.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think that was the right call of Lawler?
Oh, I didn't even say that. Yeah. No, I think he definitely. The problem I have is I don't know what's more significant. Is it volume and Condit being like way more active, or is it Lawler with the power? But it's like, how do I judge power? It's almost impossible, right? Because really,
you have to judge it on the effect of the person. Like
Right.
what happens? Are they getting knocked back, or are you just walking forward through the punches like you're not even getting hit?
Yeah, right. It's really an impossible fight to score when you look at it. Because I watched it once normally and then once like on triple speed just to kind of get another. I'm like, it was a weird, almost like a sparring match. It's like there was really no clear like winner loser. It was a lot of gray area. So that leads me to say that you got to take the belt from the champ. You can't just like point fight the champ or get it by decision, or you've got to be dominant. So definitely I think Lawler was the right call, but a lot of the media had Condit winning that fight. So
yeah, this is weird because I usually err on the side of the underdog or the person looking at the numbers. I'm like, fuck, how do I argue that? He landed twice as many shots. I mean, on paper, it makes sense. But then when I'm looking at it, I'm like, it's power shots.
And you're a huge Condit fan too, so I mean,
right.
It's like, hey,
like I'm calling it how I see it.
Dana, his reaction was strange because I thought he started walking towards Condit, and he was like, "Oh wow, okay, sure."
I mean, he thought it was Condit's fight, and the sad thing now is that Condit seems like he's bordering on retirement.
Oh really? Okay,
yeah.
wow.
Like fuck, and listening, I think who was interviewing him, Megan O'Leary, an interview with him, and in my mind, Condit's retired based on how he answered a question.
Oh.
Do you want an immediate rematch? And your first thing should be yes. He was like, I don't know. Like he's done. Like he's fucking done. And then that begs the question: do you want an immediate rematch?
Nah, I
don't either.
We're good.
I think we just say no fucking immediate rematches, and we just move on. And if Condit wants to fight, I was saying Matt Brown, if he wants to do that. They were supposed to do that before.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's fucking
I like it.
Another war.
Sure.
And then I don't know if we were talking beforehand, like how many punches Robbie Lawler has absorbed.
A lot.
But fuck, man. I'm worried about brain damage to some extent, but goddamn, warrior.
Well, he's one of those guys, isn't he? The guy who doesn't spar anymore.
Yeah. Well,
training?
he said he went like probably 6 years or something like that without sparring, like hard sparring. But man, you're absorbing so many shots, and that was like GSP at the end of his career. When you look at the Hendricks fight and the two prior fights, where he absorbed so many more shots.
Didn't they say the last 3 fights combined, he had more damage done to him than his entire career previously?
Yes.
Yeah. So he was hitting the wall. It sounded like. And it catches up with all of them. It's tough. I mean, there's always a younger guy, stronger, bigger, faster, right?
Yeah.
Coming after your ass. But nowadays, maybe not the case because with all the weird shit with the weight cutting and everything else. So maybe things are better for the champs now. Times are good. It's good to be champ.
Yeah. And then you get that Reebok money.
Hell yeah.
That $40,000 in sponsorships or something. Then I want to throw a shout out to Michael McDonald. His first fight back in something like 800 days. He was getting arm triangled and almost tapped out, and somehow like stepped over, took the guy's back, and then right away rear naked choked him, turned it around, could be comeback of the year for a submission.
Oh, nice. Early. January 2nd.
Yeah.
No one's going to remember that shit.
No, everything goes to the end. You're like, I don't fucking remember.
Yep.
So, moving right along. Ryzen, Ango. Ryzen.
I like the graphic, though. What are those Lego
It's like
guys?
a bad moon. Ryzen.
I like it. It's a 3-day event, right?
Something. I don't know what the fuck
Craziness.
was happening. It was so many freak shows. I don't even know where to start. Maybe with the biggest one, Bob Sapp, Akibono,
Yes.
in a kickboxing match with boxing gloves on. And I think this was the first fight that Bob Sapp actually fought in the last 5 years. Typically, he comes out and after a minute, he just gives up. I think he lost his last 12 fights or some shit. So he actually swung it out, but God damn it. Can you throw a fucking uppercut? The guy is bending over and he just keeps bombing hooks. Just throw a fucking hook or uppercut. You're killing me right now. You're killing me. But he got the win. And he said he was very emotional, right? Afterwards.
He was crying. He was all upset. You know, I don't know. The
Or
guy
maybe
seems,
it's tears of joy.
could be. The guy seems very emotional in general.
Maybe his estrogen levels are out of whack.
I mean, he's huge. So
Yeah.
I'm sure he's that way naturally.
Well, you want to
Totally.
speak of huge, Jesus Christ. How about Gabby Garcia
Oh,
and
yeah.
her first MMA fight?
Hmm.
What did she weigh? Like 216? She weighed more than I do and was Jesus Christ.
Huge.
Jesus Christ.
Huge. Look like 250. I was not impressed with the whole thing.
Well, it seemed like she got punched and then she turned into the fucking human fly swatter. Like, swat, you fly on your shoulder.
That's right.
And then when she was down, like, why didn't she just try to grab the girl? Jiu-jitsu's your game. What are you trying to do? It's not a slap fight.
You know,
Fucking hell, man.
she's not used to getting hit in the head, I guess.
No, that punch knocked any sort of striking right out of her, and she
Yeah.
went back to schoolyard, fucking
Oh yeah.
4th grade. I'll pull your hair and slap the shit out of a bitch.
Yep. It was interesting. I don't know, man. Like the whole thing seemed extremely spectacle to me.
I
think she's
love
got
it from that
a long
aspect.
way to go before she comes in against anybody in the UFC. I think that's big trouble for her. Even if it's like,
Well, they don't even have a division. What
Doesn't
the
matter.
fuck is that division?
I think Rousey kicks the shit out of her, or Holm, or
Yeah,
Misha Tate, or whatever. I think she's fucking done. And I mean, look at the UFC now in general. Anybody who leaves the organization goes and gets like a belt somewhere else, right? Most of the time. I mean, this is top level competition, and I think we
Sure.
get jaded because we're so used to, oh, this guy sucks or that guy. So I'm like, okay, yeah, but these are the top like 20 guys in the world. You
Yeah.
know? Where this is Rising thing is like, I don't know. You know.
I love the freak show
Of
aspect. I
course.
can't
It's
lie.
fun, yeah. Why not?
Like, I like to see a 215, 16-pound woman slap fight. I don't give a shit.
Scary,
I'd
man.
prefer to see her jiu-jitsu if that's what she's known for. Back to your roots. Don't try to pull something off. And speaking of which, how about Kron Gracie's performance? What did you think?
Sloppy, extremely sloppy in the stand-up, and
Mhm.
he ended up getting the jiu-jitsu win, right? But
Well, did you see what he did to get there? He pulled guard.
Yep.
Which was smart.
Yep. He should have.
Smart.
Yeah. Go back. I mean, you should do what you're strong at, but I'm sure he's trying to follow in his dad's footsteps and be tough and whatever. But I mean, it's so interesting that the striking seems like it takes so long to actually develop that and look
It's what's
comfortable,
weird. Yeah.
right? To look normal, to look natural, to look fluid. It's not so easy. You know, you think you just, everybody can do it. You just stand and hit stuff, right? Nope. It's a whole different story
no.
when someone's moving around.
Well, and then you get hit, and if you're not used to getting hit,
yeah.
everything gets thrown out the window
Oh,
sometimes.
Yeah. I did like the rapist stash, though. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he looked lean as shit.
did.
It was weird, a weird look for him. I'm used
Yeah.
to seeing him with like longer hair, and so we'll see what comes of that. You know,
Do they have multi-fight contracts in this thing? Do you have
I
any
have no idea how the
Okay.
contracts are running, drug testing. It's all WADA.
No testing. EPO all around.
Totally.
Straight up.
And then you get to the big dog, Fedor. You know, what do you do? Crush the can.
Yeah, I didn't really think it was that exciting. It was kind of like,
No.
okay.
And I don't know if we saw enough to really gauge where he's at, you know?
He looked the same to me. I didn't see anything new and different. You know, big right hand, loads up on that fucking thing, you know, like he's done many times.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't really see anything super impressive or different or like, hey, he's been working on this or that. And the guy he fought was, as you said, a can. So it begs the question is, does the UFC even want this guy?
No, I mean, and especially him, he's much better to stay off the beaten path and handpick his opponents. He doesn't want to fight the best of the best, and that's why he's where he's at. And he'll make more money over there.
Of course.
And an open contract, do whatever you want, not give up your likeness. I mean, there's so many benefits and positives for him to stay out of the UFC.
Sure.
And, you know, Bellator may have a chance to bring him in.
You think so?
I wouldn't be surprised if they, because it seemed like they were trying to do some kind of cross promotion with Spike and Bellator. And
Okay.
remember when they introduced it, it was on Bellator, so
Yep.
maybe they lend him over for a fight. Who knows? I mean, it's not like they have a huge talent pool at heavyweight for him to fight, but fuck, who cares?
They'll have Alistair Overeem soon.
They,
I haven't heard anything
still
about a
wanna see
contact
that.
renegotiation between him and the UFC.
I want the Uberine back, man. I want him to fucking go over, do all the drugs you want, and get huge. Get huge.
Pump you up.
You have like goddamn rubber hoses for veins on your arms. I love that, man.
Okay.
So, and the freak show fight. So give it up for Ryzen with the freak show fight.
Yeah. They did
man.
have a fight that looked awfully fixed. I forgot.
Oh yeah, you
I
said
forgot
that
the two
over.
guys who were fighting, but dude, the guy like totally blocked the kick and he went down like a sack of potatoes, and I was like, oh, that's weird. And then all of a sudden the other guy's like he's falling down, he gets up, starts pummeling him. Oh, it's over. That was strange.
That's Japanese MMA.
Yeah.
At its
You
best.
take it to fall now, okay? You
You
go
s-
down, second round.
You suck a dick. What?
Yes.
No.
Exactly.
So I think that's all we got
it?
for Ryzen.
What else you
Some
got?
news.
News.
I drink a little caveman coffee here.
Oh yes.
Mm.
Hey, you can get a discount, right? Using code MMA Nuts, Caveman
Yeah,
Coffee.
like 10% off.
Nice. Get your coffees on.
Mm.
It's strange because you know what? We had
What?
some of that caveman over the holidays,
Yeah.
and then I like go back to the regular shit, and I'm like, wow, it doesn't quite have that punch. You know, like there's something missing.
It's like I feel like I'm getting dosed. Like when I was, what was that supplement I was taking?
Jacked?
Yeah. I'm like, I'm getting jacked when I'm taking this, and then
Yeah.
you come to find out there was some Chinese stimulant in there that was giving people like kidney
Oh, yeah,
failure,
yeah.
and people are dying, and now all the executives at that company are getting sued and criminal charges filed against them, and all those motherfuckers should hopefully go to some what do they say?
Fuck you in the ass prison.
Thank you. Real office space.
Perfect.
Fuck you in the ass penitentiary.
That's right.
That's not right, because I knew when I took the full dose, I'm like, I'm having heart palpitations right now.
Weren't you saying your skin was like crawling and weird stuff happened? Like,
yes.
okay.
Like,
Sounds
I know
interesting.
there's something in here, but I don't know what. So
Sounds strong.
luckily I reduced it. I was only taking a third dose, but still, it's scary that a supplement company could put some sort of crazy illegal shit in there that can taint you. So be careful, kids. Stick to the basics.
Like,
Your glutamine, your creatine,
and booze
and testosterone.
and coffees.
Yes.
Caveman
Yes.
Coffees.
All
right.
that.
The
Good to news. Oh,
Please.
so ONE FC announced that all their fighters are moving up a weight class right now,
Nice.
which I think is incredible because this works in tandem with their new weigh-in procedures where you're not allowed to dehydrate it at all.
No weight cutting.
So Ben Askren is now your 185-pound champion. All title holders remain title holders. They just move up. The only question mark is the people that are fighting at 205 have to move up, and I don't know if they're going to make a new weight class at like 225 for those guys, which would seem to make sense, but
Okay.
is it a step in the right direction? What do you think? Like this? Like
For
where
now,
we're going?
For now, I think the problem becomes,
Skeptical?
again, at some point, everyone's always going to be cheating or trying to get an edge. So for now, it's good for a year or two, and then when everyone figures out some system they can use to game the weight at whatever weight they're at.
I don't know.
they'll
I
do
don't know
it.
how you're going to do it. How are you going to cheat? They are doing random weight testing.
They are?
So they are doing it. I forgot that when we talked about it last show.
Okay.
So yeah, you can self-report, but someone's going to fucking show up randomly, like a random drug test, and weigh your ass.
Okay.
And if you're off, I'm sure you're going to get fined, suspended, all that kind of shit. But
Okay. Well, he was talking about Ben, the thing you sent me about Ben, he was talking about hydration testing and all this weird stuff.
Yeah, they're
so-
doing all sorts of crazy shit, and I think it's a positive, and hopefully all the athletic commissions will start looking at it more besides just California, like Nevada.
Yeah.
Get your fucking head out of your ass and start getting in the game here, because
Sure.
this is where it's at. It's not PEDs,
No,
weight cutting.
absolutely.
And speaking of which, how about Donald Cerrone moving up to 170? He's going to fight Tim Means. And I don't know if this is a permanent move, but do you like him at 170? I guess.
I got to see it first. I always thought he was quite, I don't want to be rude, like not strong at 155, and I'm concerned about his health at 170. You know.
I don't know, but look at Ben Henderson, right? He moved up to 170, and he did.
Yeah.
Who did he put? Was it Thatch? Did he fight Brendan Thatch?
Sounds right.
Put him my way.
Yeah.
And now he's a free agent.
So maybe his speed helps him at that weight class, and he doesn't have to cut.
And plus, he's older, and you've got a lot of miles on that.
Mm-hmm.
I think
he
it's
can
a
drink
good
more
move.
Budweiser.
Fuck yeah!
Sweet.
I'm in.
I'm drinking.
What are you doing? Drinking.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm drinking and wave riding and
That's right.
fucking scooters and
right.
whatever. Got my hoverboard. like he's
Absolutely.
like the Mike Tyson. I don't know if I can post it, but if you haven't seen that is fucking awesome.
It's money.
Man, did he eat shit on that.
I'm concerned about his health. Did he break his tailbone on that? That looked
It
painful.
looked like
oh my god.
It fucking looked like he hit so hard.
Hardwood floor.
Yeah.
The whole nine.
Yeah.
He was so happy right before too. He was
Yeah.
all like, yeah, bah.
I'm like, oh no, this is not gonna end well. And then that re-edit that someone did of Mike Tyson's punch
that was
out with the
funny.
little guy going out and then timing it to
Ding.
knock him the fuck out right when he goes down. Like, oh man, that game was a motherfucker back in the day.
Fuck that thing.
I hated it, but I loved it.
It was fun.
What else? How about Damian Maia saying that there was an opportunity for him to fight Nick Diaz in a Metamoris Jiu-Jitsu match.
Oh, I like it.
Fortunately, it fell through, but
Well, Diaz too crazy, right? He's
yeah.
probably like, I
well,
want
he's got all that
billions.
other shit going on. I mean, you got the suspension still in effect, and we don't know what's happening with Nevada State Athletic Commission yet.
They're eerily quiet about that.
I know.
Aren't
And it was, I don't know what all this negotiations happening, but someone needs to be telling us what's happening.
they? Mm-hmm.
And then Maya was also saying if he doesn't get the title shot next, he's willing to fight either Woodley or Matt Brown. He wants someone that he can fight that will guarantee him to get the title shot next if he wins. If he can't get it right now. I'm okay with giving it to him right now. What do you think? You one more fight for him or what?
I like him getting it now. I just don't think I mean, it's like, I think he's the redheaded stepchild at this point.
Of course.
I think he has another fight. If they don't give it to him right now, he has another fight and he still doesn't get it.
Well, that's
It's like-
his
Yeah.
MO. I think they don't want him as champion, so they're trying to give him fights
Why
that.
not, though? Why do you think that is?
I'm not gonna say it's John Fitch syndrome, but they may be viewing him as a
racist
boring fighter. I
Okay.
don't think so. I'm entertained. Like, look at that fight with him and Gunnar Nelson. Fucking, he just big brothered him for 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Like, and Gunnar was supposed to be a pretty solid grappler, right?
You're weirding me out, man. Matt's like totally changed his.
I'm
thinking.
open to everything.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah?
I'm open.
Okay.
Chris Cyborg,
Uh,
I'm open.
Yeah, I was quite impressed. I think if you've never actually done any grappling, I don't think you can appreciate how difficult it is to do what he's done. You know, literally making a guy who's extremely strong and young and fast and athletic just unable to stand up. Like you can't get up.
Right.
Like
I'm
I
on
can
you.
hold you here forever if
I'm
I
on
want
you.
to. Yeah. Try to get up. Oh no, you can't. Nope. It's like that sucks. You know, it's impressive, but maybe for TV and for MMA, it's
Well,
not
they want
that
people
crazy.
to stand and bang, right?
Of course, yeah.
The Robbie Lawler.
Right? Yeah. But those careers are shorter lived usually.
Yeah.
And I get Damien's more respectful and he's kind of quiet and he doesn't have like this whole thing about him. So
But he would be a great champion. Like, when you think about a humble person and a great role model for the sport,
I agree.
he's a person.
Absolutely.
You know, he comes to mind, and we've talked about this before, but Holly Holm is also a great
Yeah.
role model and a
Yep.
very humble person. And, we were looking at, the Jackson Winklejohn. They had the potential to win so many titles, and Holly Holm got hers. Cerrone fell short. And now we had Condit fall short. Arlovsky lost. So it's like we always seem to be ebbing and flowing with them, right? When you think, oh, fuck, they got the potential to,
Yeah.
run a train on this fucking title shot
Your
thing.
train. It's
And then
difficult.
It's like,
It's not so
oh,
easy.
shit, man. Close, right?
Yep.
I mean, the Cerrone fight, not so close, but I think that's more of the mental aspect, not the physical / training. He's Got to get that head
Something
right.
up there. He's what do you call those guys? Sports psychologist?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Moving right along, Ask the Nuts. It's like bang, bang. Bang, bang, and go!
In, out.
Unless you have do you have any news?
No, I was actually scanning the web
Okay.
while you were talking just to see if there's anything that's
Any breaking shit?
But apparently not. The internets are extremely quiet. There's a lot of best ofs out there, but that's about it.
Yeah, that'll be next week. We'll do our awards show, our take on it.
Okay.
That's right.
Finger banging.
Yes. What? Katie Christensen asks, the welterweight championship fights have been great since GSP's retirement. Why do so many people want him back in the UFC? His fights were always 25-minute snoozers.
'Cause he's the Canadian guy with the the accent.
Is he Russian or is he Canadian?
I don't know.
It's normal. Now he's Brazilian.
I don't know. You always want that thing you don't have, right? It's like the grass is always greener, right? I think the memory of GSP is better served left as it is. Honestly,
I'd say come back for super fights. No, not titles shit, but
super fights, huh?
yeah, bring Matt Hughes out of retirement. Bring Matt Serra out of retirement.
Okay. Matt Serra. Matt Serra's fighting at
They're
220.
in different weight worlds.
You see how big he is now? His
Yeah.
fucking head is like this big.
I know.
It's crazy. You know that
Fucked
pasta.
up. Yeah, I mean it's super fight or nothing for me.
Yeah.
No more titles for that guy. Brandon Mason asks, do you think Condit deserves a rematch?
I mean, I suppose not really. I don't know what the fuck constitutes a rematch. I have no idea.
I don't either, but I just say no. Let's just say no immediate rematches.
Yeah.
Period, and we just move on.
If it was
I think-
close, it's like, why do it again?
Right, just too bad. Even if it's the wrong call, too bad.
Yeah,
Too bad, so sad. Tough titties, little brown kitty.
that's right. At least let him fight a couple fights first. Before.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. You got to earn it.
Mhm.
You got your shot. Devin McManus asks, from a fan's, not a business perspective, what fights are you most excited for this year with Cowboy moving to welterweight, women's MMA becoming more competitive, and all these great up-and-comers like Nagano, I don't know who that is, Northcutt? Where will we find the most excitement this year? So, from a
2016.
fan's perspective, what fights are you most excited for this year?
I think the 2016 will be the year of the female fighter. I really do. I think there's a lot of budding.
Will there be more weight classes for the females?
I think
Can
they
we bring
add
a
one more weight class.
45,
I
a
think they add
25?
another. I think they have to. I think it's grown enough and it's getting big enough, and you start to have more and more stars.
Please, a 45. Bigger is better.
I
Hmm.
was thinking of that while you were saying that. Was the Holm Rousey fight before the Ivy ban or after? I can't remember.
After.
After?
Yeah.
Okay, so Holm is not in danger of having to move up a weight class?
No, and she said she is open to fighting Chris Cyborg at whatever weight. She doesn't give a shit.
170!
Hey, and that's another reason why I
210.
appreciate her. Contrast that to Ronda Rousey's like, I won't fucking fight this steroid user unless she's 135. You know what? Fuck you. If you're willing to test your skills, fight anybody. You were afraid and you never fought her. And now Holly Holm's the person who retired you. So that's why I appreciate Holly Holm. She's willing to fight anybody, anywhere, anytime, any fucking weight class.
Mm-hmm.
She's tits. Does that make sense?
Of
Wait,
course.
I don't know if you should say that about a woman, but I like it.
I'm
So,
with you.
Fights we want to see, that would be mine then. Cyborg, Holly Holm.
Mhm.
I'm in.
Yeah. On the men's side, I don't know. It's
Oh,
like
I
it's
know.
really.
Nick Diaz, Robbie Lawler, too.
There you go. Okay.
I don't know
Do
if
it again.
he probably needs to lose. I don't know if you can just have Nick come in for a title shot, but who gives a shit at this point? I just want fights I
do
want
it.
to see,
Yeah.
and if you happen to hold the belt, oh well.
Mhm.
I don't know who else I want. I like those two. I think I'm gonna move along. unless you guys-
Arlovsky, Tim Sylvia!
Is it 5 or 6? I don't even know anymore.
It's a good time for it, actually. Arlovsky's on a decline.
Gracie, Ken Shamrock 3, Gi versus Wrestling Shoes.
I like it. I'm in.
All right, moving right along. Eighth Wall on Twitter asks, Do you think that every fighter should just target the ears? # Stipe. Ear shots never fail. It's true.
Seems like that's a popular thing. You were just saying that.
It's the left ear is the new button for 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Hit it and hit it hard and often.
Well, it makes sense because guys are so concerned about the chin, right? The ears are open.
Go get them. Go get you some.
That's right.
Especially if they're calcified. Who was it?
James
Thompson?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kimbo Slice. Look at a fucking ball sack slapping in the wind. Gross, but epic.
Yes.
Ryan Smith asks, which champion will lose their belt this year? Holm, Mighty Mouse, Dillashaw, Rafael dos Anjos, or champion Joanna? Or Yen Jacek?
So you picked all like the super lightweight classes? I'm going to say Dos Anjos.
That's who I was leaning towards.
I think whatever the special sauce is, it runs out in 2016.
That guy's on something.
I don't know.
I want to clarify that. Just because that guy is on something, he still has to put the fucking work in.
Oh, of course.
So that guy's on
I
something.
think the juice runs out. He's been too hot for too long. So I think
maybe he's on something they just don't test for yet. But in 3 years, with their blood storage and their
I wonder.
It's very sad.
I really had thought about this recently too. I'm
Mm.
like, damn. I wonder who of the current era is gonna be like retroactively fucked because of what they're up to with the blood storing.
It's a good question. Like, who is really questionable that's been super dominant?
Mhm.
I mean, he's only had a couple fights that he's been super dominant, but it's too bad GSP is not around anymore.
Oh, that's why I don't think. Another reason why I don't think he doesn't want his blood tested at all. He doesn't want anything to do with
That's
it.
why he can't come back.
Oh, no.
You could do it all right now, though, and then come back clean
Of
or
course.
semi-clean.
Yeah.
But think about a guy, too, with the amount of money he has,
Mhm.
the kind of drugs he could afford. I mean, he could evade everything, and I don't know. He probably doesn't want to have his legacy tainted, though. I think he's the kind of guy that legacy is important.
Mhm.
So I don't know if he would tarnish it or come back to tarnish it. Because look at Anderson Silva.
Sure.
He's tarnished. Does it affect me? No. Do you care? If you're the average fan?
No, I think the average fan does probably care, but it's just one of those things. And I wonder, as a fighter, does that eat you up? Like you go, all right, so I got busted. Fuck, man, everybody's doing this shit. And it's like, why are they on my case about this? This is bullshit. Like I was only doing what everybody else is doing, yet I'm the one that gets fucking, fucked for this. So
well, I think his was even worse because he went the dick hard pills instead of just saying he had the perfect opportunity to say, I fucked my leg up. I needed to take some shit to get back. And,
Yeah. Speaking of which, somebody finally, Tebow, got busted in the new era. Did you see this?
No.
Bryson Tebow busted for like whatever, and then recently, like a week or so ago, EPO as well. Like they found all this shit in this guy's system. Like basically, first guy to be actually busted by the new testing.
You know why?
Why?
Because we're questioning it. And so here's our murder!
Bryson Tebow.
Bryson Tebow!
Well,
He's already
everybody knew.
fucked.
This guy's like so huge.
Let's bury him.
Yeah, he's huge.
Still not buying this USADA testing. I'm sorry. And I'm okay with this.
Sure. I do agree with you, though. If they get the weight cutting under control, I think that's a number 1 health risk at this point. So, especially, I wonder what kind of damage you're doing yourself. Like, if you're on shit
your kidneys,
and
remember?
cutting weight at the same time.
Cormier, didn't he have kidney problems from cutting the weight? And I think it was from his wrestling days.
Yes.
So, you are, I don't know how many years you're taking off your life, but it's substantial.
It's only the bad ones, Matt.
Yeah, you don't want to live that long, trust me. You don't want to be like
90
in the fucking senior home going, man.
Although I do hear the senior homes are doing a lot of fucking in the senior homes.
See, I was kind of looking forward to that.
Like, well, it's like, well, at that point, it's like, whatever. I'm already at a doctor's, like, there's no whatever protection. Just fucking go at it.
Didn't you say what was the popular disease? Was it syphilis or gonorrhea?
Gonorrhea, I think.
Gonorrhea. Sweet.
Yes.
Everyone's got some.
Perfect.
Louis Caprice asks, have you seen any good movies lately?
Yes.
What'd you see?
Star Wars.
What'd you
I fucking
think?
loved it. There's a lot of my friends on Facebook are all like, oh, this movie sucked, like blah, blah, blah. Like overly critical. Listen, if you like Star Wars ever, this is probably the best one. I would say maybe Empire Strikes Back is like better, but that that's old, so it's like, which is crazy.
It's so far. Well, I don't even remember.
It's like 40 years ago, man. Like the original 77. Think about that. It's insane, right? This movie was great. You told me the one thing you said to me was like, I was there and then like it was over and I was kind of like, whoa, how's it over? I had the same experience. I looked up. I'm like, what? That's it? And I'm like, whoa, 2 hours plus went by. I'm like, wow, they don't really let you rest on this thing.
It's tight. And you're like on the edge of your seat. What the fuck?
I love the new villain. I love the whole the cameos were great and they were longer than I expected. I thought Solo would pop in for like 2 minutes, but
spoilers.
He was in there for a while. So, but I won't give away the real spoiler. So, what should we?
Jar Jar Binks dies.
Yeah, Jar Jar Binks dies. We can talk about it if you want. We just spoiler alert. No, we won't spoil it for everybody.
Go give him another week. It's a fucking great movie.
Go see it. It's worth your money. Definitely, if you like action and sci-fi and Star Wars, it's good. I'm concerned about the next one because it's a different director.
Yeah, different director. And who is it? The guy who directed Looper.
Yeah.
Wrote the next one and is directing it. So it's crazy because you think, wow, here it is, the guy, who is it, J.J. Abrams, fucking hits a grand slam, and now he's not going to touch the next one?
No.
Like, fuck.
Nope.
You have no idea how it's going to turn out.
Don't know. I'm sure it'll be good. And what I was reading, too, is the Star Wars universe, when Disney bought it, basically they killed off all the other, the books and everything. Like, none of it's relevant. It's only like the movies and I think the Clone Wars shit and like one other thing. So they're going to do every 2 years a movie, and then in between there's like supplemental stuff. I think there's one movie that comes out in 2016 around this time that's like the backstory of Han Solo, and then there's something I think regarding Chewbacca as well. So they're doing like little pieces of it. So it'll be interesting to see how they bring the whole thing together. But dude, it's fucking Star Wars. Like I was like, man, this is like so cool. Like it's actually a Star Wars movie. It ain't like the prequels, which. The first one, you don't realize how shitty Episode 1 is.
Oh, I know.
Because I watched
Jar Jar Binks fucking killed the movie.
It's not, it's that, but it's even just the story and just like midi-chlorians and all this nonsense. Like, who to fucking follow what's going on? So I watched all the 6 movies in the last 10 days or whatever, and I'd say out of the prequels, the third one is the best. The
I don't
Revenge of the Sith. The one where Anakin actually becomes, Darth Vader or whatever. There's a lot of action.
It was dark.
It's a really dark movie. And I didn't realize how much the love story was like so super duper cheesy. And I was just kind of like cringing at Herman and Padme and all this, whatever. But go see it.
All I know is George Lucas said that Disney is a bunch of white slavers.
Oh, I'm sure. He had nothing to do with this thing.
That.
They were like, here's your money. Go fuck yourself. We got this. See you later.
He's trying to give input.
He was. He was like, no.
You gotta sever ties. He made some weird analogy.
I didn't read that.
Well, he had to backtrack because he called Disney white slavers, but
didn't he make like $90 billion or something?
I don't even. It was in the billions. It was
but ridiculous money.
He was saying, it's my babies, and now I had to just let them go. Well, you made the choice.
You did.
I mean, I don't have a problem with Disney owning it.
No, and it still said Lucasfilm, right, before the movie started.
I think so.
Yeah, which is odd.
Yeah.
And one thing I will say is I bought the Star Wars movies on iTunes like a couple weeks ago because I knew I wanted to watch them. And Disney Anywhere has this cool thing now. Apparently, this is for all Disney movies. If you buy them on Amazon or iTunes or wherever, and you create an account there, you can stream the movies from any of these sites. So like if you have an Amazon account or whatever, if you buy it from one place, it opens it up everywhere, which is cool. I think that's neat.
Yes.
They should do this.
It should be.
Everything should be that way because the big struggle we have at our house is like the kids want to get X, Y, Z, and I'm not a big fan of the discs anymore. I know you like the media, so.
Well, for video games, just to resell it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But I prefer to buy them digitally, and then it's like it sucks because Amazon, like you can't download the movies and convert them and then put them on like the Roku because they won't let you do that. And then there's like a limit to how many times you can download it. But iTunes doesn't have that. But then like you can't stream it. So I think they make it nice. It's on the right track.
They're on point, is what he's trying to say.
Yes, if you're buying something, and by the way, we're brought to you by Disney.
Yeah, you can save 100% off.
Yes,
code.
whatever. Disney should sponsor us, right? Shouldn't they?
We're totally family friendly.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Moving right along. Rodrigo Machado closing it out this week. He says, I have 3 questions, # nuts rule. Would you rather be a dragon or have a dragon?
That's only 2 questions.
No, that's the first of
Oh.
3. I'm pausing after each.
I'd rather be a dragon.
Ooh.
I think that'd be sweet. It's fucking
I'd rather
bullshit.
have a dragon so
What?
that I could do that rampage joke where he's like, do you like dragons? I said, yes. Good, because I'm going to be dragging these nuts up on your face.
That's awesome. Okay. That's a good
But
one.
I think it would be badass to just own a dragon because I'm the only one that's going to have it. Be like Khaleesi.
Okay.
Fuck with
Sick
me.
'em on
I got
people.
dragons. It may or may not listen to my commands.
Okay.
Winter is coming, Ingo.
That would be scary.
Winter is coming.
By the way,
Yes.
they just said R.R. Martin has not finished the last book still. And
Is that a problem?
it is a big problem because apparently he was supposed to finish it before the next season starts. So I'm not sure
Asshole.
if that delays anything or what, but I just read this today. It just was all over the news, and I don't know what he's up to, but there's concern that he may not be able to finish the story, and there could be some problems there, and he might die.
It'll all work out. Someone else will pick it up. George Lucas has probably got some free time. I'm sure he'll
George Lucas.
write that out.
Yeah.
Direct it. I don't
Maybe.
know. Would you rather be Superman or Batman?
I'd say Batman.
Why?
He gets the hotter chicks. Only reason.
I'm gonna go Superman because he actually has powers.
Yeah.
You make Batman his bitch.
Batman's rich as fuck though. And he's got.
It
cool
doesn't
toys.
matter. Superman could be as rich as fuck.
He could,
He could just steal shit.
but it's kryptonite. Motherfucker.
Take my chance.
Will ya?
I have people destroy it for me.
Okay.
And the last one. This is the showstopper. Would you rather fuck Ronda Rousey or Misha Tate?
Oh, geez, that's a tough one. The answer is yes.
That's a tough one.
That's a tough. No,
That's
I'd
sad
say
on
Misha
that.
Tate probably for sure.
Well, I'm just gonna say, grudge fuck comes to mind, and I would hammer the shit out of Ronda Rousey's fat ass.
Okay.
You heard it here first.
Travis Bound's been there, man.
I don't care.
Don't care.
Sometimes
kinda
you
got
gotta
the
lay down a
beard going.
grudge fuck.
That's similar.
You just gotta put it down. You gotta drop the hammer and go drop it on her.
I'd be scared of a ground game. Misha, I can handle.
Fuck. You're like grappling, like you're in bed with
I
her.
got
You
it.
tell me that's not gonna be fun. I don't find her attractive at all, but sometimes you just gotta make someone take one for the team.
Okay.
And I'm guessing she's a team player.
I can respect that.
That's it. You got, any knowledge for this week? We kind of talked about movies, any video games. We were kind of scoping the video game landscape.
There's not much going on with the video game space. It's weird. I mean, I don't know. I want to play the Star Wars Battlefront, but I don't know. Fuck. Fallout's okay, right? You getting
it's
back
all right. I
into
get
it?
a little bit back into it.
Yeah.
Understanding what I'm getting into is to,
Mm-hmm.
it's just be whatever you want it to be.
Mhm.
I'm fucking people up.
It's a different flavor.
I'm chopping people up, and I'm enjoying that.
Oh, yeah.
Probably too much.
You can do whatever you want. It's Fallout.
Chopping limbs off.
Did you finish the game
One
yet?
limb at a time. No.
Oh, okay.
Only like level 15-ish.
Okay, that's about where I'm at. I think in that range. It's a good like hour or two. Sit down, play a little
Mhm.
bit, put it away. Sit down, play a little bit, put it away. I mean, you can grind that shit. I think they said 200 some hours of gameplay if you go through
Oh,
everything,
wow.
which is crazy. But
Well, it's like you keep discovering stuff along the way. Like, I'm trying to go to one point, and then like, hey, you just discover that, and I always have to go check it out. I can't just walk by, especially when there's a bunch of assholes shooting at me.
Mhm.
Like, no, motherfucker, I got a machete. It's serrated.
nice.
You're gonna lose arms. Whack, whack.
So rated machete.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
crazy.
And I just learned that there's like, if you squeeze the left trigger, it looks like he blocks.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know
learn
this either.
new shit. So instead of doing a slash, he puts a machete up.
Okay. Like can you do a counter from there or something?
No, I think they just like biff themselves if you block them. They're kind of like stunned for a second, like
Okay.
"Ugh." Slash.
Okay. Yeah, this generation of consoles, just not really that impressive.
Oh,
at this
shit, I
point.
don't know what the reasoning is. Do you think it's they rushed everything out, or was the back end code too difficult to write for? And it seems like everything's just fucked up. Period.
Yeah, it's maybe that, or I wonder if the games are too complex now. They're too big. Like, some of these budgets for games are bigger than movies, right?
Mm.
So I wonder if it's just too many moving parts and pieces. It's not as simple anymore to put a game out. It takes forever to put a game out, right?
Well,
So-
that's the weird thing. Like, think back to like arcade games and like Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Galaga. You only had X amount of space to work with. but motherfuckers engineered shit to it still holds up. I don't, I built my own little arcade cabinet. I'll fucking play here and there. 8,000 games.
Well, and they were much harder back then too, right?
Yeah.
So,
and it's just it could be basic, but you have to have the concept down. And I don't think some of these people go into it with the fully conceived concept. It's like it starts here and then ends up this gigantic thing, and it's just a clusterfuck.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, maybe this year will be the year. It's console's been out 2 years now, right?
Yeah, look at the reviews of all the most recent games, and it's franchise games that are sucking, from Halo, Call of Duty, Battlefield.
Yep. Destiny's still going strong, although I'm a little bit tired of it.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm out. They fucking grind so much, so hard, so long.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll see. Consoles typically last 5-6 years, right, as a life cycle?
Something like that.
Yeah, so I mean, we should be hitting the wheelhouse right about now. I don't know. Maybe there's some good shit. I haven't really kept my eye on what's coming, but hopefully there's some good stuff.
I hope so. I'm still eyeballing that Borderlands prequel thing.
Yeah, you were looking at that. UFC games coming out, UFC 2.
I don't know if I'm even going to get it.
Exciting!
I was looking back, like, yeah, I probably can get us the free copies ahead of time. I'm thinking, do I really want it?
Maybe you do. It'd be the best thing ever.
I don't know. That UFC Undisputed 3 by THQ was the best one ever.
Well, I don't get why we can't do freak show fights in that video game. Why can't I do Rousey versus, like, Cain Velasquez?
Right. Why can't I just turn off endurance?
Yep.
And make it a masher?
You could.
Bang, 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 bang. I think they said they have that mode in the new game where you could just do stand-up only.
No ground.
Yes, but you have to turn off Energy Drain. You have to have freak show fights. You need the Pride mode. Michael Bisping needs to get soccer kicked into fucking oblivion.
Yep.
And you need tournaments. And if you don't have that, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
I'm out.
It's a video game. It's supposed to be fun, right?
Arcadey, not real. It's real as it gets all the time.
Yep.
No.
It's in the game, Matt.
No. That's why I like that one football game where you could juice your players up. I forgot what the hell it was, but I like my games where I could juice them up and then they would do
spleen.
Yes, you'd have devastating injuries. Oh, he tore his scrotum.
Jesus. That sounds painful.
Yeah, it's fucking great.
Ouch.
That's my kind of sports game. I need a little more arcadey, less a little real. That's it. Okay. Shut it down.
That's been this week's Show Me Nuts. Anything to go out?
Matt Griffith.
See you next time.
Thanks for playing.